Welcome back to the channel. My name is Abel and welcome back to Local to Global with Tonbridge Angels and FM22. 4 games left to go of the season. We sit in 6th place, 6 points clear in the playoff places. The remaining 4 games will all be on camera. Today we have 2 of them. We have Tonbridge Angels who are 9th and then Dudley Hamlet who are 8th and are trying to get into those playoff places at our expense. So we need to win these games really. If you're enjoying the series, drop a like down below and leave comments. They're the best ways to support the channel. And if you haven't done so already or if you're new, then do subscribe and turn notifications on. We've got 2 games to get through today. So let's jump into it. So last episode against Hamlet, it was a really good start. Tommy Wood breaking his goal drought and getting a brace in the first half. But we switched off in the second half, allowed Hamlet into the game, and they scored 3 second half goals to take all 3 points away from Longmead Stadium to win 3-2. Thankfully, results in other games meant that we stayed in the playoff places, and we've got 3 games we did off camera. Let's see what happened in those. Beer is Parkinson to Doug Loft. Turner to Beer. Some good football here and a nice ball by Turner for Loft, and he's beaten the keeper 4 minutes into the game. It is Slough 0, Tonbridge 1. Doug Loft had a great season and caps it off there with a goal. Parkinson to Beer, and that's a great ball for Modest, who gets his second goal of the season. 62 minutes gone. It's 2-0 Tonbridge, and hopefully all 3 points if they can stay on them. Just going to take it right up to the corner flag if he can. It's been brought down though by Tom Bender, who's already been booked in this first half, looking like a second booking there, and a red card for St Albans. Free kick here for the visitors. Akinola is the player on it. 66th minute of the match, and it's Noble. He's been brought down by I think Miles, and a penalty here for St Albans. Well, despite the man disadvantage, St Albans with a chance here to take a 1-0 lead. Akinola with the penalty, and he scores it. Tonbridge Angels 0, St Albans 1, and the 10 men have a 1-0 lead. McKenna with a long ball, but it's covered by Miles. Here's Bradley Webb, and that's a long ball. It's a good header by Tommy Wood, and it's on to Olatade, and Olatade has equalised for the home side. 87th minute. It's only his second goal of the season. He's struggled to get into the team, but he's equalised for the Angels. Olatade to Modest. Olatade with it back, brought down by Garner, who's already been booked, and in the 94th minute, St Albans are down to 9. 5 games to go for Tonbridge, and they're trying to stay in those playoff places. And here's Carr, and it's been dispossessed well there by Jamie Fielding. The Angels have the ball back now. Miles to Loft. Here's Smith-Joseph to Wood. That's a good ball for Tom Beer. He's still got a bit of work to do though. He's got Modest. And that's a good cross. And Wood with their header. And Tonbridge take a 1-0 lead in Welling. 32 minutes gone. Tommy Wood gets the goal. Corner kick here with Allen for Welling. Headed away by Parkinson. And Modest has got all the time and space in the world here. It's 2 versus 2. If Modest can find Tommy Wood here. But he's been held up. Find Smith-Joseph. A good counter-attack here by Tonbridge. Wood. And Tom Beer on the edge of the 18-yard box smashes the crossbar, and it has gone over the line. It will count, and it is 2-0, 36 minutes gone, 2 goals in 5 minutes there. So, 3 matches off camera, no defeat. St Albans was a frustrating one. They got the red card in the first half. They made it really difficult for us. They got a penalty to go 1-0 up, and then we managed to equalise before they got a second red card deep into stoppage time. So, it's disappointing not to win that one, but them going down to 10 men just made it really difficult for us to get through because they just sat back and defended and tried to make it 0-0. But good wins against Slough and Reading, 6 points from those 2 games. And we've got 4 games to go. Concord and Dulwich Hamlet the games today. And the next episode will be Braintree and Billericay. And this is how the league table looks. We're in 6th place at the moment. We are level on points with Havant and Waterlooville. 3 behind Hemel Hempstead. We are 4 points ahead of Chippenham and 6 ahead of our opponents today, Dulwich Hamlet. And 7 ahead of Concord, our other opponents in today's video. We did have our youth into the day after the Slough Town game. We had 1 5-star potential player in there. This is Darren Harrop. He's 15. What position can he play? Yes. I mean, he seems to be best as a sort of ball-winning midfielder. And with 11 tackling, that's kind of understandable. He's got a decent work rate as well. Not a huge amount of players to write home about. Some players with some decent potential, but Darren Harrop was far and away the best prospect in our youth intake. So, 2 games to get through today. Let's go into the first one. Tonbridge Angels are the opponents. We're at home. Apparently our pitch is not in a good condition. So pitch quality in non-league is not often like amazing. But I've asked the board to relay it for these last few games. I don't know if we'll do it or not. Is it really worth it with like 4 games to go plus playoffs? Not really. Might be something to do in the off season. But here we go. Haven't changed the team at all from the win against Welling. So let's see if we can get the result that we want. We've been playing well recently. We lost last episode against Hempstead, but 3 games off camera. 2 out of 3 ended in wins. The other one was a bit of a frustrating one because we were against 10 men and they sort of sat back and defended. But hopefully this one will go better. We're at home. Hopefully this will be a win and will hopefully get us into the playoffs. But we'll see how things go. If we do, after today's 2 games, find ourselves in the playoffs, I might skip those last 2 league games. If we guarantee playoffs today, I think we'll go straight into the next episode. I think that's what we're going to do. But, that relies on us getting results in these games. I think we were 6 clear, so we'd have to probably drop some points if that were to happen. I think if we win both games, we will be through to the playoffs. So that's good. But if other teams drop points, that might also guarantee our position in the playoffs. So we need to keep an eye on those other teams as well. That's a good ball by Tom Beer, though. Doug Loft with the chance here. It's saved by Roberts. Smith-Joseph with this shot, and it's well blocked by Evans. Oxford City are leading Dudley Hamlet, so they drop down to 54 points. Not been an amazing first half here so far. We've had 1 chance, but that's about it. 38th minute. Fielding with a throw. Here's Ricky Modeste. And the cross finds Tommy Wood. The header just over. Minute of stoppage time in this first half. Here's Smith-Joseph. He's replacing Turner at the moment, who's not in good form. Here's Modeste. That's not a good pass. He's giving it straight back to Concord. And we're in that minute of injury time. A goal now could really put a spanner in the works for either side. Here's Beer to Parkinson. Smith-Joseph. In the middle for Beer again. Out wide for Modeste. He's got Fielding and support on the overlap and he uses him. Gets it back. Good bit of football there. Modeste across the face of goal. Wood with the open goal. And in the first minute of injury time, well, one of the last kicks of the first half, Tommy Wood makes it 1-0. 23rd goal of the season, I believe, in all competitions. I think he's just outside the top 3 in the league. I think he's on 16 in the league. Top scorer for Ebbsfleet's got 31 goals this season, so I don't think he's going to be getting that this year. But Tommy Wood gets the rebound in, and we lead 1-0 going in at half-time. And that was literally the last kick of the first half. We're doing well. Definitely some improvements we can make out there, but, we have the 1-goal lead. We need to make sure we hold on to it now, though. Don't want to be throwing away any more points. 75 minutes have gone in the game. We really haven't seen too much in terms of football in this game. I think we'll make some changes. 82 minutes. Smith-Joseph not really had much impact today, so... I was going to say Courtney Watson, but it's going to have to be Courtney Watson because Joe Turner's not even in the team. Also going to put Ben Clark on for Doug Loft. So double change there. We've got 10 minutes to go. We still lead 1-0. Concord have just had 1 shot on target. So they haven't really offered too much themselves, but neither have we. It's been a pretty poor game, but looks like we're going to get the 3 points and a 9-point lead, which might have just guaranteed us playoffs. I'm not quite sure. That wasn't an amazing game. We were probably the better side, and we edged it in possession in the end. 3 points, not an amazing game. I'm going to be playing 2 games today because that wasn't amazing. I think that puts us 9 clear in the playoffs. It does. So that might guarantee us playoffs. Our goal difference is slightly better than Dudley Hamlets, and we face them next. So if we can avoid defeat in that next game, we will guarantee playoffs. If we haven't already, but I think we've effectively got them. We've slowly risen up this table over the season. We were looking at about 15th, 16th, sort of in the first sort of third of the season. We struggled to get some results, but since those, I think since like sort of October, November time, we've really kicked on and got some great results against some of the best sides as well. Some of these sides we're behind, we have beaten this year, so we know we can beat them. So going into this next match against Dulwich Hamlet, it's away from home, but if we can avoid defeat, then I think we will confirm our place in the playoff places. Oxford City could also catch us if they were to win and we were to lose. They were away against Braintree, who are down in the bottom 3. Eastbourne Borough currently sitting on the foot of the table. I just happened to look over at the Premier League table and Spurs are top of the league with 2 games in hand. What's going on over there? I'm actually in the middle of simming the Premier League 50 times, so a little bit of a teaser there for something that's going to probably come out in a few weeks' time. Tom Beer has signed a new extension to his contract. He's going to be here next season. Also, we're looking at re-signing John Henley for another year. Interesting that Dudley, Hamlet and Braintree, 2 games there within 3 days. We're going to have to rotate for that Braintree game, but they are 19th, so hopefully that will still be a game that we can win despite, changing the team around. I think this next one against Dudley Hamlet, we need to get a result of some sort here. The reverse fixture was a 3-1 home defeat. Mills and Stafford getting late goals. So hopefully a bit of revenge on the cards for us as well. Okay, here we go. Dulwich Hamlet versus Tonbridge. A chance for us to potentially guarantee our place in the playoffs today. Joe Turner's going to come back into the side. Danny Mills going to be a player going to have to watch out for. He did score in the reverse fixture. But we've been good recently. We've won 3 of our last 4 games. Henley boots the ball long. Holland wins it, controls it, and sends it long for Mills. But a good header by Sonny Miles. Here's Joe Turner. Back to Bradley Webb. I think he was looking for Tommy Wood there, but ball just wasn't quite there for him. Trotman into the middle for Mills. And goes for goal, but just over. Half an hour gone. We have had just 1 shot at goal. Dulwich Hamlet have had 11 shots and 4 on target. So they are on top in this game. We're going to have to try and keep them quiet and get something at the other end. At the moment, it's not looking too promising. We haven't really had much of an opportunity here. And Jamie Fielding has picked up a knock here. McGregor with a free kick, and it's close. 3 minutes of injury time. We'll get Fielding off at half time and get Jerry O'Sullivan on. But hopefully we'll have a good second half, because first half we really haven't offered too much. There might be something late on here though. Turner. We just scored late in the first half in our last game against Concord. There might be a chance here. It's Loft, but he's not going to get to the ball first. The goalkeeper does. Last minute of stoppage time in the first half. Fielding with a cross. It's going to come to Turner, but he's got a bit of work to do. It's Webb to Miles. Parkinson to Fielding. And it's a cross for Turner. And the header straight into the hands of Vucevic. Okay, half time. Not a great deal to write home about, really. Dulwich Hamlet dominant, but no goals. We're going to have to get Jerry O'Sullivan on for Fielding, though. He's picked up a bit of a knock. Hopefully he'll be okay for those last 2 matches. I don't really want to go into these with any injuries. But let's see what we can do in the second half. I'm going to drop it down to balanced. We've tried to play positive and it hasn't really worked out for us. And Tommy Wood has gone down now. Oh dear. I mean, if there's any player we don't want injured, that's him. Because we really don't have a lot of quality at centre forward other than Wood. We have Olatade and he's our only other centre forward. So that's going to be a problem if he's missing now. It's McGregor. And it's Mills with a header, but that's over. We're going to have to get Tommy Wood off as well. He's still receiving treatment. We're down to 10 as it stands. But he's just come on. He's just come on. He's immediately won the ball. Wow. I mean, talk about a second wind. Here's Diallo. And Dulwich Hamlet have been pretty dominant in this game today, but don't have a goal to show for it. A cross headed away by Mills and helped on by Modeste. But again, it's just come straight back to Dulwich Hamlet. Stafford. And the ball's going to find McQueen. And Mills with an open goal header. Henley found himself in no man's land. And Dulwich Hamlet take a 1-0 lead. 49 minutes gone. Tommy was going to have to come off. We're going to have to bring on Olatade. Bruised ankle for Wood. He might miss a few days. He might miss that Braintree game. But Henley found himself in the middle of nowhere. Danny Mills with an open goal header. And Dulwich Hamlet take a 1-0 lead. Not been a great performance for us so far. What can we do about that? I don't see. This has been working well for us, but this game we just haven't been able to get forward enough. I'm going to push the lines a bit higher. We don't often go high lines, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to put early crosses on as well, just try and get those crosses in nice and early if we can. But it hasn't been a great performance by us. It really hasn't. Half an hour to go. I'm going to go attacking to just see if we can save something from this match. Maybe rescue a point. But, yeah, it looks like we might have to wait a bit longer to confirm our place in the playoffs. Here's Ricky Modeste trying to make something happen. Been forced into 2 substitutions, and he's given the ball away pretty badly there. But we'll run it back with Turner. Here's Doug Loft. And he's not going to find anyone with that. Just a bit too much on it. Vucevic sends the ball long, looking for McQueen. Jerry O'Sullivan. Oh, he slipped right into the path of Jock Dixon. It's Dulwich Hamlet 2, Tonbridge Angels 0, and that sums up this game, really. We just haven't been able to get anything right. And Jerry O'Sullivan just slid the ball straight into the path of the attacker. Look at this. McQueen McQueen wasn't getting to it. Jerry O'Sullivan just had to boot that anywhere. Like, put it out for a corner, and he's put it straight into the path of Josh Dixon. Right, let's take it off of attacking then. Just try and save something from this game and try and make it not be too embarrassing either, because 3-0, 4-0, it's going to start getting a bit silly. But we haven't been at our near best today. Here's Loft for Joe Turner. That's a good ball for Loft, though. Webb. Oh, that's a terrible pass. That is an absolutely terrible pass. We're just all over the place today. It's just been one of those games. And we're just... Olatade's not getting far forward enough. I mean, he's not a target forward, though, is he? Let's make him pressing forward on attack. I think that's what he is a pressing forward, but he's like a pressing forward defend or support. He doesn't really do attacking, does he? He's a very defensive forward. Mills. There's still 66 minutes played here, and Josh Dixon's got another one. He's booted it into the roof of the net, and this has been a disaster here at Dudley Hamlet. 3-0, and still a half of the second half to go. It's just been one of those days today. I don't know what it is. Dixon completely open. I think a berate might be in need, you know. This has been a terrible performance. And McGregor the free kick here. It's going to be 4. No, it's not. It hits the wall. I mean, Doug Lofts had a terrible game, so we're going to get Ben Clark on, just make that third change. 20 minutes to go. I mean, let's try and get a goal at the very least. Try and get something from this game. Turner with a switch, but he can't even find Modeste with that. And here's Dixon who's on a hat-trick. Swales has got all the space in the world here. O'Sullivan's going to try and stay with him, but I don't think he's quick enough to be doing that. He's not done well since coming on for the injured fielding. And Dixon has a shot, but it's blocked. I've gone for a berate in the shouts because this just hasn't been good enough by anybody. And Kennedy, wide, almost a 4th there. 30 shots to our 3. We've just been completely pummeled today. Just completely dominated. Here's Beer to Turner. Consolation goal in stoppage time, maybe? Or are we even going to be given that? Why are you going back to Webb? Come on, Turner. Nope, headed away by Holland. Webb coming forward again here. See, where was this for the rest of the game? We're actually making forward progress here. Clark to Parkinson. Oh, well, there goes that forward progress. We're back with the defence again. Switch from Modeste. That was a good ball. And that's a good ball for O'Sullivan and a good run. And Clark, just a bit too much on the cross. O'Sullivan with a shot. Wow, okay. He's had a terrible game, but he can pull that out of the bag. There's a consolation goal for Tonbridge. It's 3-1. Same scoreline from the reverse fixture, 93rd minute. We at least denied them the clean sheet, but hasn't been nearly good enough a performance today against Dulwich Hamlet. But a nice strike by O'Sullivan, probably the goal of the game. And that is full time. Dulwich Hamlet 3, Tonbridge Angels 1. Just completely played off the pitch today. You know, a couple of injuries didn't really help things. Fielding and Wood both going off with knocks. And Fielding was having a good game before he got hurt as well. I've told them I'm not happy with the performance. We weren't awful. There were some poor performers out there, but Clark came on and did well. O'Sullivan, apart from scoring the goal, didn't do well either. Even with that loss, though, we'd have to lose our last 2 games and Dulwich Hamlet win their last 2 for us to fall out of the playoffs. We have effectively qualified, but it would rely on a massive overturn. We need to lose both games if we were to fall out of those playoffs. Our goal difference is slightly worse as well. So unless Dulwich Hamlet win both their games and we lose ours, then we have confirmed the playoffs. Although we've just been told that we've guaranteed the playoffs. So I guess job done. I don't know how they've worked that out because it's measured on goal difference. And Dulwich Hamlet can still overtake us. If they win their last 2 games and we lose, then we're both going to be on 63 points. So given they've told us that we've qualified for the playoffs, I say next episode we play the playoffs. Let's skip Braintree and Billericay and let's play the playoffs next episode. We've qualified. I don't know who we're going to be against, but apparently we're qualified for the playoffs. So that's what we're going to do next episode. But that is going to do it for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, drop a like down below and leave comments. They're the best ways to support the channel. And if you haven't done so already, or if you're new, then do subscribe and turn notifications on so you don't miss a single episode of Local to Global. We apparently have made the playoffs. So next episode, we're going to play the playoffs. It's been a good second half of the season. We were looking down in sort of 15th, sort of around a third of the way through. But I think since around Christmas time, I think we've had some really good results, and really good string of results. And that's seen us, you know, we're in 5th place at the moment. That is a fantastic place to be 2 games from the end of the season. I think we've done really, really well since Christmas and got some fantastic results. And, you know, that shows in our position. We've made the playoffs. And now we're going to do our best to get as far as we can and potentially get promoted. I don't see it happening, but we've got a chance. We've got a fighting chance. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.